What's up, guys? Welcome to Project Porsche. On today's episode, we're gonna be fixing and strengthening my door panels with some fiberglass, respraying my interior door panels and armrest, and taking a look at my new custom speaker install. Maybe I'll even get my door panels back on. So stay tuned and watch me turn my car into a Porsche safe. It's like shutting the door on a Bentley. Yeah, baby! Yay, my pantyhose are here. What are they called? Tummy control. Hey, tummy I think they put enough stickers on there. There's like 17 stickers on there. Oh. Ooh, they're beat up. So the factory had a very thin black fabric that was glued to the back of here. But the thing was, it made those holes stick out. And I thought, well, that's silly. I want my holes to blend in. These look like they're almost perfect. It's funny because after I put the order in for these on Amazon, then they started thinking I was like to buy women's clothing. So I don't know which one I'm gonna use, if I use the thicker part or the thinner part. This scissors doesn't want to cut these. I think they're made to not easily be cut, you know. Instead of having that black on there. Oh, look at that, you guys. It's freaking perfect. Yeah, this is gonna work really, really well. Super happy with that. Nice. And I still got 2 pairs left I can wear. Not. Okay. So it's pretty common to see people remove things like soundproofing to lighten up their Porsches for better performance on the track. But I wanted my Porsche to be nice and quiet on the inside, even though it is a little sports car. I did originally have this whole thing covered with soundproofing, but I ended up accidentally putting this little channel in here upside down, which is funny because I took pictures, I wrote on them with markers, and I still managed to mount them upside down by accident. And because I did that, the regulator was able to, it's like a closet door when it gets off the guide. It went too far and the window got jammed down. So I had to take the door panel back off, and I cut out this area here so I could fix this, and now I'm gonna be redoing these. So one thing that I was surprised by is I was actually able to just score it with my razor blade where I wanted to cut out a chunk of it, and then I was able to just pull this stuff off, and it actually did not leave any residue, and it came off fairly easily. So if you want to be able to remove your soundproofing, you might want to try this Silas brand because you'll be able to remove it in the future. Now maybe because it's fresh, it's easier than if it had been on there for years and years, but it removed nice and cleanly for me. So all I have to do now is I made a pattern, cut out my new pieces, and I'm gonna be putting this back on. This is the 80 because I wanted to deaden the noise as much as I could. I like the idea of having a nice quiet interior so I can hop in my car, sit in relative luxury, fly to my relatives and listen to my music like a miniature Cadillac. Anyway, one tip that I just figured out, and I think is probably a good way to do it, is rather than putting a slice in here that will keep getting bigger and bigger because it rips where it's sliced, make a mark on your soundproofing where you need to pass wires through, and then punch a circle in here. Then that round cut is better because it doesn't create a weak point for that wiring to push that cut bigger and bigger or cause the soundproofing to rip. The cool thing is you don't need any fancy tools to do this. This one's a little smaller, so just find yourself an old piece of pipe, get out a file and sharpen the edges around the edge of the tube, and then you can use that like inexpensive leather punch to punch your holes. I needed to make a bigger hole to fit that plug end through for the window switches. You probably don't even need to hammer, you probably just, yeah. But the door handle cable I could make really small. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece of this fuel line that I have, and I'm gonna sharpen the end up. Cut the end off, ground the part sharp, and then use that to punch the hole. So if you make yourself a fuel line punching tool, then you can lay your soundproofing over your door and punch the holes for the body clips after. You don't have to worry about getting the holes in the exact right spots from the beginning. It works a lot better this way. Yeah, it looks like I got these two ripped out on me right here, so I'm gonna have to do something to strengthen those. Guess it's a good time to clean this thing up. I'm gonna put some reinforcement underneath there. I went around and I pushed down where the cardboard had kind of popped up around these holes, and I took a straw, wrapped it with some masking tape, cut it into pieces, and I'm sticking that in these holes so that when I put my little bit of fiberglass around there, it doesn't seep into that hole. I'm gonna put a little bit of fiberglass over the hole for the armrest, and then I'll drill a hole back through it after it's dry. And then this is the driver's side, and I went around and I pushed the loose material that had kind of ripped up down, and now I'm gonna just do a little piece of fiberglass like that to strengthen these holes. I think I'm gonna try to glue this down. Factory stuff does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but I put this stuff on a little too thick here. It's shiny right here and I really don't want it to be. So I'm gonna spray a couple more coats on here quick to dull this thing down. This is the only part of the black vinyl that lifted that I didn't glue back down. It's covered up when you shut the doors, you really don't see it, but I might go back and glue it down, and if I do, I'll get some video of it and show you guys later. And there they are, my freshly painted door panel tops. Next episode, I will keep restoring these door panels, and because I promised what my new speakers sound like, here's a sneak peek of my new speakers. Be sure to check back for episode 10 part 2. Thanks for watching, guys.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Yeah.